You're watching the Adrian Bauer Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated. As always, that little flying past there, joining in. Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks since I did my last video. And apologies for that, but I don't know, I just seem to have had some kind of brain fog where it's been an effort to be interested in much of anything. Those of you waiting for the next video for the Focke-Wulf 190 build, I do apologise for that, but I'm struggling to be interested with that kit as well. I did, like I said before in that video, I did get people saying the best place for that kit is in the bin. I can understand why it's not the greatest kit, but I'm doing the best I can with it. But it is being a bit of a slog, and I think my modelling mojo has just gone, and that's my excuse anyway. But I got a phone call from Will Smith last night, and he says if I don't do another video, he's going to come around and give me a slap. So I thought it's been about 6 months since we did this series, so I'd do the new one. So here we go, carrying on looking through my music CD collection, and to kick off with, as you can see from the thumbnail, is E.L.O. This is a cracking little box set. It's got 5 albums in it. In here you get On the Third Day, Face the Music, New World Record, Discovery and Time. The first 2 are a bit meh. I think it's when the band were trying to find their feet. New World Record, that's a great album, that. Discovery, that's when they were in their golden peak, I think. Fantastic album. And then we had the follow-up to Discovery, which was Time, and it's an album that I was a bit meh about. But if you can get out of that set, 5 albums, I think that cost me £8.99. Great little collection, and a nice little weight to start us all off with. And as you can see, they're in these those thin cardboard dooblies that look like album covers. So there we go, and I've dropped it. Okay, next one up is the album to own of E.L.O.'s. This is the one every record collector, watch me hat. Great start. You can tell I've not done these videos for a while. Where was I? Yeah, this is the album that you all need to have. It's Out of the Blue. Whether you're a massive E.L.O. fan or not, this album is fantastic. It's a double album. You know, this has got all the classics on, all the E.L.O. songs that you will have heard of. Sweet Talking Woman, Wild West Hero, other songs like Big Wheels, Jungle, which I love, Night in the City, Sweet as Night, Birmingham Blues. It's just a fantastic rock album. And if you haven't got this in your record collection, what are you playing at? Go out and buy it now. Okay, let's get on to something a little more recent, even though this album is clocking on for, I should say, a good 10-15 years old now. Evanescence's debut album, Fallen. What a fantastic album this is. A lot of the old fuddy-duddies like me just looked at this band and thought, oh, they're for kids. In fact, I was in a member of one band that I'm not going to name. I was thinking of doing an offshoot, you know, because the stuff we were doing was all the old stuff, and I wanted to do a second band as well where we're doing more up-to-date stuff. And Evanescence were a couple of their songs I was going to cover, and all I got back, oh god, they're for kids, oh that's music's for kids, what, piss off. But absolutely love this album. It's got all the classic ones again that you'll have known from Evanescence, like Bring Me to Life, Going Under, Everybody's Fool, My Immortal. It's a fantastic album, and this version has got the original version of My Immortal on it. It's the one without the drums. Those who know, know. Okay, next one up is the follow-up to that one is The Open Door. It's that tricky second album thing. For those of you that don't understand the old second album thing, when a band does its debut album, it's had the songs for years, it's gigged with them for years. They know the songs inside and out. It's all the popular ones that everybody loves all on one album. And then when it comes to doing the second album, you've got to sit and write brand new material that nobody's heard before. It's not been took out on the road, tried and tested. And that's why they always say it's the tricky second album. This does suffer from tricky second album fatigue in some places, but there's some awesome songs on here, like Sweet Sacrifice, Way of the World, Lithium, that's a fantastic song, Like You, the only one. Still a great album, so if you've not heard that one, go out and get it. I know they've done loads more albums since then, but I've just bought them. Right, going back into my dim and distant past now, and I absolutely love this album. It's one of my favourite thrash albums of all time. Exodus, Bonded by Blood. Fantastic album. You know, you've got the big four is Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and the other one. Oh God, who's the other one in the big four? Well, you know, it is. I've just, like I say, brain fog. I don't know what's wrong with me. But there we go. Exodus, they should have been up there with them. Absolutely fantastic album. This is Bonded by Blood, Exodus, Then There Were None. My favourite song, A Lesson in Violence, Metal Command, Piranha. Oh, what a fantastic album that is. And it's still big. What a big four. It was the big four, wasn't it? Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer, and who was it? I'll put it along there. I'll remember. It'll pop into my head soon enough. Sorry about that. Okay, next one up was the not the last album that he had out, but the one before that, and that is Blood In, Blood Out. Oh, truly awesome thrash album, showing that even today these are one of the best thrash bands ever. Songs on here, you know, you've got the title track, Blood In, Blood Out, Black 13, Collateral, Body Harvest, My Last Nerve. Fantastic album if you're a thrash fan. If you've not heard this, go out and get it now. I can highly recommend that one. Right, next one up is a lady that you will probably never have heard of unless you are an October Project fan, which I am, and that is Mary Fall. Mary Fall was the lead singer for the first two October Project albums. The October Project albums I'll be talking about when we get into the O's. But she left the band and went out and do a solo career, and this was her first album, I think. This one is called The Other Side of Time. Fantastic voice, some great songs on here. Into the Great Unknown, Going Home, What To, The Other Side of Time, Raising a Child, Kindness Can Be Cruel. Loads of stuff on there. If you're an out and out heavy metal fan and this metal is death warm metal to you, then you're going to hate this. But if you like people who can actually sing, got a great voice, great songwriting, it's a fantastic album, that. Okay, next one up, and we have got Fastway. This was Fast Eddie's band after he'd left Motorhead. If you can hear something in the background, I think somebody's mowing. What a great video this has been already. This was his debut album after he'd left Motorhead after the Iron Fist tour. It's absolutely fantastic album as well. This is, you've got Easy Living, which was the first single. That was the first track released that we all heard of what he was going to do, and it's sort of like, this isn't Motorhead. What is this? Feel Me, Touch Me, All You Need, Heft, what a great song that is. Get All You Got, Say What You Will, Give It Some Action, loads of other tracks on there. We got to see Fast Way support Saxon just before Fast Eddie died, and we're so glad that we did. Great album that, and they were a great band. Right, next one up is Fusel, Driven by Desire. Now I'm going to hold my hands up here and say I can tell you absolutely nothing about this band. I think they were this is like a demo. I'm not sure. My son gave it me just before he left home. He had a clear out. Says, "Here, have a go at that." I've listened to it. It's okay. There are a couple of tracks on there that I'm not a fan of, but you can't be a fan of everything. But it's decent enough. I think you're going to be hard pushed to find that anywhere other than eBay. I think somebody might be getting rid of it. But look for them on YouTube. Might be on YouTube. I don't know. Have a listen. So sorry about that one, but got some decent stuff on it. Right, next one up. One of the biggest selling albums in history. I think is it about third biggest selling album ever? I'm not sure. Because you've got Michael Jackson's Thriller, and then is it Def Leppard after that? Second, I think this is probably third, something like that. Don't quote me on it. You know what I'm like. And it's Fleetwood Mac. Rumours. Norton Security is coming for in background tattoo. Your computer is idle. Oh, thanks, Norton. Back to the album. Yeah, Fleetwood Mac. Rumours on here. This is their most famous album. You've got Secondhand News, Never Going Back, Don't Stop, fantastic song, Songbird, The Chain. Most of you will know that as the old Formula One Grand Prix theme tune here in the UK. I Don't Want to Know, Oh Daddy, Gold Dust Wolf. Fantastic album. If you've not got that, go out and get it now. Just going to fiddle about. Thank you. Be gone. You're doing tasks in the background. Get on with it. Right, and this one. Now, I'm going to shock a lot of people here when I say this, but I think this is probably the most perfect album ever recorded. The running on it is fantastic. All the songs fit together. It's one of those albums that you listen to and you put it on again as soon as it's finished. You've only got to hear one of the singles from this album and it makes you want to go and listen to the whole album. This reminds me of when I was working in the 1990s. I worked a place called JT Thrifts, and it was a really hot summer, and we had to go to Skegness to fit out their new warehouse shop place that they had in Skeggy, and this was always on all the time. It always reminds me of that Fleetwood Mac, Tango in the Night. This is a perfect album, not one bad track on it. Doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not a long album. Cracking songs on here. I mean, Big Love. If you ever get a chance to see a video of Lindsey Buckingham doing Big Love on an acoustic guitar by himself, that is musical genius. That is a bloke that knows his craft. Get on YouTube after you've watched this and put in Lindsey Buckingham Big Love live. I tell you, you will be astonished. It's fantastic. Seven Wonders, Everywhere, Caroline, Tango in the Night, Little Lies. It's just pure genius, this album. One of the best albums ever made, I think. And it's not metal. There you go. So, there we go. Right, next one up. Sad news, we've just heard Taylor Hawkins has passed away, Foo Fighters drummer, and I was as shocked as everybody else when I put the computer on and found out he died. But next one up I've got is Foo Fighters Greatest Hits. Now this is the version that you get the DVD with. It's a cracking little set, this, if you can get it. You get the CD and then you get the DVD with all the music videos on. So you've got I'll Stick Around, Big Me, Monkey Wrench, Everlong, My Hero, Times Like These. Tons and tons of tracks on there. I'll try and hold it steady, but you know I've got the shake, so pause it if you want to read that. If you can read that, I don't know. But what an absolutely awesome band. Great album that. And Taylor Hawkins is going to be sorely missed. Absolutely. Right, next one up is one of those thrash bands that should have been absolutely huge and sort of got left behind with the rest of the pack. Love this album, Forbidden, Twisted into Form. Fantastic album. I didn't get the first album, but this is their follow-up to album. Absolutely love this. Parting the Ways, Infinite, Out of Body, Step by Step. Awesome song. That's my favourite song on the album. Twisted into Form, Spiral Depression, Tossed Away. Great band. Should have been bigger. I absolutely love Forbidden. Fantastic album that. So next one up is Lita Ford. This is her Wicked Wonderland album. Now, I do know the backstory to this album. It's an album she was pressured into by her now ex-husband, who, by all accounts, is a bit of a thug. She hates this album, but I have to admit, I do actually quite like this. This is Lita Ford going for a more heavier industrial sounding edge to her songs. You know, up until this point, we'd had a 80s glam rock, pop metal, call it what you will, awesome, awesome stuff that she did. She's not a fan of this. I think she's even gone on record stating that she absolutely hates it. But I quite like it. It's crave, patriotic, SWD, I think it says, Wicked Wonderland, Love, Betrayal. It's a great album. And it's a picture in here. I think obviously it's a wig, but I had to sort of like double take because it's Ford with black hair. Always known her with blonde hair, but that's what she looks like with black hair. I mean, there's a better photo of her in here. Let's have a look. Bear with. So that's the black hair. I think it's obviously a wig just to go with the sort of like with the theme of the music. So there you go. If you've never seen Lita with different coloured hair other than blonde, that's it. Like it makes a difference. It doesn't, of course, honestly. Right, next one up is the very best, Foreigner. Absolute classic rock band now. Classic rock. They were a rock band before, but now they are classic rock, whatever you want to call them. This is a great, great album. You see, I'm struggling as well because we've got, as we know, I struggled reading Black on Red and Red on Black. So there we go. So we've got Jukebox Hero, Cold as Ice, Urgent. That was yesterday. Say You Will. Waiting for a Girl Like You. Tons of other tracks on it. I'm having difficulty reading it, so because like I say, can you see that? But Foreigner, fantastic album, fantastic band. Right, next one up is an album that when I was doing my solo stuff, my drummer bought me because he kept going on and on and on and on about this album. He says, you know, best live album ever made, and I've listened to it, and I can quite categorically say, I can't even say that word, I can quite categorically say it's not the best live album ever made, but people go on about it and on about it. I think it's rose tinted glasses, and that is Frampton Comes Alive, Peter Frampton. I think at 14 tracks, it's probably 6 tracks too long. Never heard any of his stuff apart from the obvious singles, you know, but it's all right for about the first half. Then it just, I think, gets a bit samey and a bit boring. There are live albums that came out around the same time. You know, Thin Lizzy's Live and Dangerous is just one that springs to mind, which I think just wipes the floor with this album. But it is what it is. It's 70s American American rock, if you want to call it that. You've got Something's Happening, Doobie War, Show Me the Way, which is a song that everybody all know of his. Wind of Change, I Want to Go to the Sun. All right, if you're into 70s American rock, it's okay for in the background, but to say it's the best live album now, as I don't even think it was back then, especially when you got, like I say, you got Deep Purple, Made in Japan, Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous, you know, them kind of albums. I don't think it holds a candle personally for me. Right, so we're into the G's now, and the first one up is Gillan, Future Shock. Love a bit of Gillan. This was, I think, his third, was it second or third solo album. Some great tracks on here. You've got Future Shock, No Laughing in Heaven. What a fantastic song! I love that song. Bite the Bullet. You know, Don't Want the Truth. Again, Red on Black. That's one of my favourite, if not my, my second favourite Gillan album. Future Shock. Great album. God, I'm really struggling today. This is what I was saying at the beginning. I've got that bit of brain fog, and it's. Is anybody else suffering from it? Is it a mineral deficiency? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Okay, next one up. We've got one that's you'll have never heard of unless you're from Worcester, I think, or Mansfield, or the surrounding areas. One of our local musicians, and it's Beck Goldsmith, Purely Second Guessers. She was a singer-songwriter back in the 90s, I think this was. Or was it early 2000s? 2005, there we go. So even it's a great little album. The Only Way, Winter and Rain, Something Else, Won't Say No. What she was doing wasn't 100% original. It's not going to be shock, surprise. Why hasn't she been snapped up? You know, missing gem. Very, very good album. Great at what she does. Great musician. But I think this is going to be another one that if you want to have a listen to, it might be on Spotify or wherever you listen to your music to. I don't know. Have a listen to it on that. I'm not sure if she's done anything on YouTube. You might be able to find something on there. But the album itself, it's probably going to be eBay territory, something like that, because it was a very, very limited edition, short run. But there you go. Still worth a listen. Still great stuff. Right, this next one, I absolutely love this album. Yes, I know you are. At Norton, stop it. You can't see this, but I keep getting these pop-ups coming up. It's like, yes, I know what you're doing. Leave me alone. Right. Life as it happens. Like I say, I absolutely love this album. She is a Christian rock, if you like to call it that. You probably have heard of it, and many of you out there, metalheads, won't have heard of it. But this is a truly awesome album, and it is Amy Grant, Behind the Lines. My friend Darren lent me this album on cassette, and he very, very nearly didn't get it back. But truly awesome album. You're going to have to read that yourself. Sorry. Pause it. I don't know if there's any track listing in here. No. But the musicianship, songwriting on here. If you like Sheryl Crow, you will love this. This is absolutely fantastic. Sheryl Crow. Also come round there. I'd say probably Beverly Craven. If you're a massive Juicy Zook fan like me, you will love this album as well. Absolutely fantastic, awesome album, and it's one that I play a lot. Okay, next one up doesn't need any introduction at all. If you've not got this album, you need a slap. If you don't know who this band are, you're obviously too young to be watching my videos, so bugger off. And it is Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Don't need to say anything about that album, do I? One of the best rock albums of all time. Again, this was their debut album. and that's where they got all their stuff that they've been playing for years. And as you could tell from the follow-ups that came after, they were never going to match what they did on this album. This was one of those little nuggets that where everything, all the stars were aligned and everything came together right for that album. That's why it's so massive. But I don't think any of the other releases they did after that was even a patch on that. So enough said on that one. Right, next one up is some Euro metal, power metal. Claire loves these, I love them as well. And this one is Hammerfall Revelations. What an awesome band these are, still going strong. I think they've just released their new album. Tracks from there, you've got Ectism, Re-Evolution, Bushido, Live Life Loud, Winter is Coming, loads of other tracks. European power metal, these are one of the best bands of that. They are absolutely fantastic. Love them. Okay, moving on now, a bit of space rock for you. Now this band, their later releases I've got no interest in because they've gone more dancey techno route, and it's not what the band I loved and went to see a couple of times were, and it is Hawkwind. This has got Levitation and Live on it. This is the old style when they used to release double CDs and it had to come in this big wagging case like that. The Levitation, what an awesome album this is. Levitation, Motorway City, Psychosis, World of Tears, Hawkwind Live, Shot Down in the Night, Motorway City, Spirit of the Age. I like Hawkwind up until I'd say the late 80s, and then I sort of began to lose interest with them because they went off. They weren't the band that they used to be. I know it's a horrible thing that a lot of people go through. You know, it wasn't that I don't like them anymore because they're popular and everybody likes them, and I'm not like, it wasn't that. It's just the musical direction they began to take, and it wasn't for me. But all the early stuff I do like. All right, next one up is another greatest hits, and one you should own in your collection as well. This is absolutely awesome collection, and it is Heart Greatest Hits. If you love the 80s, even if you're not a metalhead or anything like that, you just love 80s, get this album. It is fantastic. All the hits are there. It's black on red, as you can see. So pause the video. There's the track listing. Black on red, tiny writing, but all the hits are there. You know, Dreams, Who Will You Run To, Alone. You think of it, and it's on there. Fantastic. It's my favourite on there, Dog and Butterfly. My favourite Heart song, Dog and Butterfly. You think of all the others, and now put Dog and Butterfly on. It's absolutely fantastic, awesome song. That I'm not sure if it's on here. I can't read it. I can't remember if it is or not. But there we go. Fantastic album. Right. This next one up. As a metalhead, I feel a bit ashamed to say this, but I find this very meh. And it is Heaven and Hell. Ronnie James Dio got back with Black Sabbath, but because of the whole Aussie thing and reunions and this, that, and other, they didn't want to rehash themselves as Black Sabbath. This is Black Sabbath, but it's Black Sabbath trying to do the up-to-date 2000. It just leaves me a bit cold. I don't think this suits Ronnie James Dio's voice at all. There's a lot of it on here. It's a very hit and miss album for me, but Atom and Evil, Fear, Bible Black, that's a great song. Turn the Screw. But for me, it's a bit meh. I know me good buddy out there, Ricky, he feels the same about this. Probably one I've got to go back to. Let's leave it at that. Okay, next one up. Absolutely awesome band these. I don't know if they still are together or if not. I think they may be around in some different guise, but it's Hysterica, Metal War. These are an all-girl European band. I'm not sure whether they're Swedish. but this is a fantastic, awesome heavy metal album. There'll be a lot of metal fans even today out there, just because it's an all-girl band, so I'm not listening to that, the crap. This is an awesome album. They did a second album that was only available on download. I don't download music, so I was upset about that. We're just hoping that they're going to release it on CD. They may release it on CD yet, we don't know. But this is an awesome album. See if I can read some of the tracks, because it's tiny writing. Sorry about this. We are The Undertakers, Halloween, Bless the Beast, Girls Made of Heavy Metal, Metal War. It's a great album. Go out and get it. It's fantastic. If you can't find the album, go on YouTube, because there's loads and loads of videos. And the last one now for today. It's been a long one today, hasn't it? Well, this is it's one of Claire's, but I like it too, and it is Inxs, the very best of. I like a bit of Inxs again. Another 80s band. So on here, got Need Tonight, Mystify, Suicide Blonde, Taste It, Original Sin, Everson, By My Side, you know, Elegantly Wasted, which I think I must be, because my talking is absolute rubbish. Baby Don't Cry, and all the other stuff. Absolutely fantastic album, that. Inxs, if you love the 80s, you love rock, get that. Dip your toe in if you're not sure which album to get. It's a great album. So there we go. That's the end of today's video. I really enjoyed that one. I'm trying not to leave it too long before I do the next one, but thanks for watching. Many thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little notification bell.